Mr. Baton. I've sold an item with you previously and was very happy with the result. Please find enclosed a Chinese coin for your next suitable auction. I was offered £50 by a coin dealer and I would expect it to get to around that, but happy to sell for the best price on the day. So it's a 1901 Chinese silver dollar from the Kirin province, and it's in this case and it's been certified by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, so it certainly looks genuine. So at £50 we'll probably put 50 to 100 on and see how it goes. But anyway, let's get into the sale room and we'll do this week's sale preview. So my pick from this week's auction. Firstly, I want to talk about how you pick things. I mean, it's not actually that difficult. You start putting a sale together, you see people bringing things in, or you go out on house clearances and see items. All of a sudden one day something will jump out at you and it seems obvious. I can't wait for the next weekend. I'm going to pick this item, I'm going to talk about this item. So this week it's something that interests me, like the East India coins from 2 episodes ago. Something that interests me, and it's not necessarily something that's of high value, and it's this item. It's a 19th century cast lead fire insurance mark. So back in the 18th century, before we all paid council tax for our fire protection for the fire brigade, if you wanted fire protection on your property, you'd have to take out an insurance policy. And back then, insurance companies operated their own private fire brigades to fight fires. So when you took out a policy, you'd get one of these, a fire mark. This would be attached to the front of your property. And on the top it would have the emblem of the insurance company. This one's got a recumbent line there. Not sure which company that was for. And below is the number. That's your insurance policy number. So each one is unique. So this goes on the front of your property by the front door. This lets the individual fire brigades know which property comes under their protection. So if you didn't take out an insurance policy, didn't have a mark against the property, if your building was on fire, in the 18th century at least, it would more than likely be tough luck and your building would burn down. So this practice continued, but later on as population density grew and fires became much more of a hazard, this policy was quickly stopped. I mean, you would also get fire companies putting out fires for buildings that weren't insured simply because the spread of fire could damage an insured building. So in the early days, perhaps it was a workable solution, but obviously, eventually, after time, this was no longer a viable solution for fire protection. When the policies expired, sometimes these will be left on the buildings. Some historic buildings, if you go out and about, will still have these insurance marks on the front. But these days, they're just collector's items. And as I said before, they come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them actually have the name of the insurance company on, or in fact the town they were issued. Those make a little bit more money in the sort of mid to high hundreds. This, for a fairly typical or common example, later on 19th century, I think it's probably going to make 30 to 50 pounds. So next up, it's the wish list item. So that's the item that's had the most interest online. Now, I have to admit, it's not actually Saturday now. I'm recording this quite early because Sally and I have got plans this weekend. We're off to visit some friends. So I had to record this video early, so the sale's only been online a few hours. So the item that's the wish list leader at the moment is probably going to get overtaken, but I'll update you about that next week in the video. But at the moment, it's for this colossal enamel sign behind me. It's for Bryant and May matches. Now, we've sold plenty of enamel signs in the past, and what really drives value is rarity. And this sign, again, is not something that's particularly rare, but it is a big, large sign, nice yellow, bright colour, and in convex shape. The condition's not too bad. I know there's quite a lot of sort of rusting and pitting. Some of the metal's actually flaked away from the edges, but you can read what it's supposed to say. The colour is still nice and vibrant. Now, I think your true collector will probably want it in a bit better condition than this. But the other application for enamel signs is for decorative purposes. So if you've got a nice posh sort of city apartment, nice open plan place, this would look really good. Inside restaurants and bars, that kind of thing. And the more damaged it is, the more you can see the age, and it can give you that sort of early 20th century feel. what a lot of decorators would be looking for. Now, with the power of the internet, the vendor of this sign, he knows that enamel signs are collectible, so he's expecting it to make between £200 and £300. So that's our estimate. That's where we've got to aim. So I think it's the first time on this channel that I've said we've got to make this figure. So it's got to make between £200 and £300. So a bit nervous now because we'll put our neck on the line, but it's really a fabulous thing. Big, nice enamel sign. So 200 to 300. Let's see how it goes on the sale day. I'd feel much more comfortable with a lower figure, of course, but I'm always very pessimistic with prices anyway. It's after the fact you sort of think, that went okay in the end, so we'll see how it goes. And this sign's also prompted me to want to talk about something else, about sale setup. I mean, I started this channel to talk about what it's like working inside a family auction house, hence the title of the channel. And I hope I'm showing you enough of that. If anybody thinks of an aspect of this business that they want to know about, just ask in the comments below. Anything you want, anything that's involved with what we do. I really would like to sort of delve into that and help people see what it's like in this business. And I think sometimes I take for granted, I think everybody knows what it's like or what certain aspects are like because we do them day in, day out. But so sale setup, I mean, as soon as this sign came in and we saw it, everybody just knew exactly where in the sale room it's going to go. Right up there above the cabinet. I mean, when you come into the sale room, that's the first thing you're going to see. I mean, it just pops right there in bright yellow. It's obvious where it's going to go. But there's a lot more goes into the sale setup than you might first think. We take enormous pride in the sale setup and making sure the sale room looks as neat as possible. If you're decorating your own home, you have the choice of what paintings you want to put up, the furniture, the rug, all the colours. Make sure all the woods are tying in, make sure that everything is absolutely spot on. But for us, it's a little bit different. We have 600 items from all different areas and from different consigners, different time periods, different woods, different qualities. None of it really matches, but we have to make it look as neat as possible and try and make it look nice. So it is a challenge, but it really stimulates the creative side in you. So it's an aspect of the job that I think we all enjoy and is good fun. Also, other than being neat, it has to be very ordered. For example, on a table, you'll have ceramics, you'll have glass, you'll have metalwares, but you really have to block them out so ceramics aren't next to ceramics, etc. Because people come into the view of the sale, not through any fault of their own, might accidentally put something down in the wrong place. So order's important to make sure all vendors keep their specific lots. We spend only a single day on sale setup. It takes 6 or 7 days to get everything catalogued. As vendors are consigning things through the front door or as our staff are going out in the van and bringing things in from house clearance, we spend those 6 or 7 days researching, cataloguing. And this is very important to make sure all the keywords are in and make sure as closely as possibly we've got everything catalogued right so people can find the items online. So just before the sale does go live, that leaves us only with a single day, 8 hours for us to set up the sale. Everything has to be photographed and then placed using that method I mentioned before, so we're as clean and as organised as possible. So that's the end of another video, episode 23. Hope you found it informative, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done, leave a like on the video, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, you can subscribe for nothing, you can unsubscribe if you get bored. This episode feels like it's been a little bit rushed. I hope it doesn't come across that way. The objects I think are interesting, but as I said, Sally and I were off for the weekend, so finding time to make the video has been difficult, but it's important for me to get these videos out every Saturday. I've made that commitment and it feels good to have that structure and to do that, and I really do appreciate when you all watch it and when you leave a like and the comments. I really like to leave the comments, that's always good. But I've discussed with a few people, what's it going to be like when the baby comes? Now, he's due on 20th of March. A few people have said, I won't manage to keep it going. There may be some truth to that. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Sally is incredibly supportive of this channel and of me spending time on this, so I'm eternally thankful to her. Hopefully that support will continue. I think it will. I think it's probably just more about organisation, finding the right time to record and to edit and to upload, because it takes a lot of work, but it is really enjoyable. So it's my aim to keep this going and keep it going every Saturday right through, even when the baby comes. Now he's, as I've said, he's due on the 20th of March. The next antique sale is the 4th of March. So time's, it's pretty tight. If the little fella's early, that's going to be a problem. And a lot of people have laughed about this and said, you're not going to be able to control that. That I do appreciate. But I really believe, I think punctuality is very important. So I think my own son will feel the same way. What do you think? Do you think I'm being naive? It's definitely going to be fun seeing how March unfolds. I really can't wait. Seems to be going pretty slowly. There's been a bit of a sweepstake at home. Dad thinks he's going to be born on the 17th, that's St. Patrick's Day. I think he'll be punctual, he'll be on time, 20th of March. Pam, Sally's mum, she thinks that he'll be a week late because Sally was a week late. Feel free to have a guess yourself, leave it in the comments, and we'll all find out together.
The dry January's nearly over. 24 days into it. It's not been too difficult really. Certainly saved some money. And my trousers are fitting a bit better. Wonder how far I could go on with it.